What's up, gamers? So I have officially moved back into my home. I'm no longer living in the dorm, so you're gonna be getting used to this background probably for a while, because I'm gonna be recording in here, I'm gonna be streaming in here, so yeah, get used to this background. I'm gonna keep this video very straightforward. There's gonna be no script, no anything. I'm just gonna talk, just explain and describe my honest thoughts about college dorm life. So let's do that. So living in a dorm was my first ever time living away from home ever. I mean, like, I've gone to people's houses to spend the night and like hang out and stuff, but I've never actually lived away from home. Like, I've gone on vacations, but I've never been living in a different house. You know what I mean. So, I do remember in the original video when I first moved in, I said I felt a little homesick, which is true, because, I'm like, wow, I finally am not living with my parents for once. Sorry, there's a bug flying around. The fly. Kill it. And then I was lying on my bed, I'm like, man, this is actually happening. And I was feeling kind of homesick. That was until I plugged in my computer, and that made me feel better. So that's what that first acceptance feeling was like. After that, I just got like adjusted to living in a dorm. I figured out where all my classes were, how I was gonna eat, and stuff like that. So let's get into that. So the way food worked in my experience was I was on this meal plan, and I had 12 food swipes a week, and I had $600 worth of points, which I could be used at like these little convenience stores around campus to buy stuff. Love stuff. So, I could buy like Snickers, body armors, snacks, stuff like that. And each semester I was given 600, and they transferred from first semester to second semester, but not from year to year. So, like, if I had points at the end of this year, then I wouldn't have them next year. But lucky for me, I spent all of them. I had 4 cents left over. Big spender. But I had 12 meal swipes every week, which means the way I did it was from Monday through Friday, I would get a breakfast. I would use a swipe for a breakfast and a dinner. And on Saturday, I would only get a swipe for dinner, and I would just eat breakfast and lunch in my dorm, just because that was easy on, that's what worked best for me. I ate mainly just peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I couldn't eat peanut butter and lettuce sandwiches in my dorm because like it was just so hard to keep the lettuce fresh, I already know you're like, yeah, peanut butter lettuce, and you're tapping away at the comments, but just it's good. It's good. Don't knock it till you try it. Now, as for what I was eating when I swiped my meal card swipe things, breakfast would usually involve me eating potatoes, bacon or sausage, and a biscuit. Because, like, I ate eggs for the most part, is what they would sell. They served eggs every day, and I would get those, but they give you so many eggs. Like, they give you this tall. This much eggs. Like that, it's a very good amount of eggs. It will keep you full for hours, and also it makes me feel sick how much they feed you. So I had to stop eating those and instead start eating the potatoes. My glasses are reflecting so much of the screen. Most of my breakfasts was either sausage or bacon, depending on what they had, potatoes, and a biscuit if they had any, and then I would just get a nice glass of milk. I was getting the Silk branded chocolate almond milk, but at the end of the year, they just stopped caring about the condition they left it in, and it tasted bad. They'd freeze it to where it'd have ice in it, and then it would water down, and it tasted bad, so I just started getting the milk out of the fridge. It was much better. I never ate lunch, because the lunch was always just mystery slop. I never knew what they were serving. It was just a bunch of multicolored, liquidy blobs, literal sloshes. I had no idea. I had no idea what they were serving, I'm being honest. Now for dinner was pretty cool because, they have a lot of stuff. Every single night, they would always have pizza, hamburgers and french fries, and then stir fry. And then in the main dinner would be something different each night. Now, I don't even remember what I had first semester, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I ate for dinner first semester. Second semester, though, I started eating stir fry every night because the stir fry was clean. Basically, if you don't know what stir fry is, I didn't. It's like you throw a bunch of stuff in a bowl and then you mix it, pretty much. So for us, we could get some ingredients and then either chicken, rice, or noodles, or we can combine those if we wanted, then we put a sauce on it. So I would get peas, tiny carrot sticks, eggs, and mushrooms, and I would put that on chicken and rice with sriracha sauce, and I would just put that together, and I would eat it, and that stuff tasted so good. So I started eating that every single night, and it was high living, let me tell you. That's how food was. The food, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. The stuff I ate, I liked, so that's what's important. Now, I bet you guys are wondering, what was the hall like? What was the hall, the dorm itself? For the most part, it was alright. It was alright. The walls were thick enough to where if you were inside your room, you couldn't hear people on the other side of the walls unless they were literally shouting, which nobody in my dorm did, because, you know, we're slightly civilized. However, if you were in the hallway's kind of echoey, so you could sometimes hear people through their doors. So, you know, a little bit of less privacy, but again, nobody really wandered around in our halls, so that was the thing. For some reason there was no one-person dorms in the hall I was staying at, which I was staying at the dorm that was closest to all my classes, which is why I stayed there. If I was to change one thing about that, if I was to realistically change one thing about that dorm, it would be to make it to where you could have one-person dorms, because I was stuck with the same roommate for the entire year. And it's just nothing against my roommate. I just wanted a room to myself, you know, so I could stream, so I could record, so I could, no distraction is basically what I want, you know, nice space to myself and no distractions. That's what I really wanted, but alas, I didn't get that for a year. Tragic. I know. But that stage is behind me. That stage is behind me. Let's move on. So yeah, the people weren't really loud. No real problems, no real issues, at least that I know of. So that's good. People don't lock their doors though. Like nobody locked their door. I don't know why. My roommate didn't lock our door. I had to make him lock it by getting up and locking it myself after he'd walk in and just simply not turn the knob. It's not that hard. Just locked. Not a lot of people really lock their doors just at all. I don't know what that was. Just pure laziness. I don't get it. Like anybody could walk in. Like the doors to get into the building, they're not busted, but you don't need your ID card or your key to get in. You could just yank on the door and it'll open. Like it'll come off the lock and you can just yank it hard enough and then anybody can walk in. Safety and security 101. Now the bathrooms kind of sucked, I will say. My bathroom, there were two bathrooms, and the one I typically used was kind of cringe in more than one way. So there were 4 stalls that you could, with toilets in them, and the second stall, the door was busted, so it was always open unless you manually locked it. I used the first and third stalls the entire year because those are the ones that people used the less. Now I use those because everyone's using them the less. I don't want to use them after somebody else uses them, because for, again, whatever reason, I don't know what it is with these stupid college kids. They don't flush. They just are like, flushing? Optional. Oh, and also the hallway I was in, there was like 4, 5, or 6 hallways in the dorm. I was living in the all-boys hallway, so, yeah. I was sharing toilets with like 30 other dudes. I hated it. And then the showers are on the right side, and there were 7 showers. 4 of them had high shower heads, and the other 3 had low shower heads. Now, the people, for some reason, people would shave in the shower. Like, they wouldn't do it in the sink of the bathroom or in their room. They would go to the shower and they would go. And then leave all their facial hair and other hairs in the shower. Amen to the janitors that had to clean up that trash. I always use the middle shower on the left because I know for a fact that somebody only used it once. I don't think anybody else used that shower for the entire year, so I used it. Because it was like, it felt like having my own shower, which I really liked, especially since I had to wear flip-flops every time I'd go to shower, just so I didn't contract any foot disease that somebody else may have left on the floor. Also, I'm like 99% sure people peed on the floor, because that floor was sticky 100% of the time, and I know it wasn't cleaning supplies that I was getting stuck in my shoes. Going to classes wasn't too bad. None of them were too far away. Like, the longest one was like a 15-minute walk, and that was an elective class. If I'm not counting that class, the longest walk was maybe 10 to 12 minutes long. I'm getting Discord DMs. I'm popular. I'm not popular. Not yet. Subscribe! So yeah, just 10 to 12 minute walk to get to my longest class. Classes are a lot better in college than they are in high school. You get to choose your class. You get to choose what classes you're taking, so you don't have to learn a bunch of garbage that you're never gonna learn in life, need in life, like calculus, physics, other stuff. So you get to choose what classes you're taking, and you get to choose what time you're taking them. I don't know if about all colleges, but my college, the classes, you could schedule them to where they're not every day. Like, there's classes that are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday. And then some of them are Monday through Thursday. It just depends on the class. Like, Spanish is Monday through Thursday, but most classes are the first 3 scenarios that I just listed. And normally you need to take 5 classes in a semester, so that works out really well. And you get to take them at whatever time of the day you want, as long as there's a class available to schedule at that time of the day. So that makes it really easy. You can work around with your schedule. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's not like high school where you go 5 days a week and you're there for 8 class hours. 8 hours of class, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours. You don't do that at college. You're expected to study for 2 hours every hour in class, and for the record, I didn't do that a single time. That's pretty much it. There were, you know, some hiccups here and there. Like, in the last week of living in the dorm, there was like some, I don't know what it was, like a pancake breakfast, and it ended at like 11:30, and so, you know, I'm tucked under my blanket trying to sleep, and then I hear a bunch of people rallying in the parking lot, wanting their pancakes, and I get up and I look out the window, and I just see a bunch of people just marching down the parking lot, like a rally of them, like a rally of people that are like, pancakes! Woo! And there was even a cop car, and the cop didn't do anything, so I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to sleep, dog. You can get your pancakes in the morning. It's 11:30 at night. So that was fun. What was even more fun was the occasional gunshot that you would hear go off. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah, apparently a lot of people brought guns to campus. Were they supposed to? No. Did they? Yes. I will be honest, both semesters went by fast. Like, by the time it was April, I'm like, holy cow, it's April already? And by the time it was November, I'm like, why was it already November? What happened? So I wasn't bored out of my mind while I was there. I was, you know, I was doing stuff. I was learning. I was kind of, you know, getting comfortable, figuring out what I want to do, which is streaming. I've discovered, I always knew I wanted to stream and play video games for a living, but after starting at college, I've discovered that I really want to stream for a living. So that was one of my eye-opening experiences freshman year. And you know, I met some pretty cool people that I play games with here now. The Overwatch team that I'm on at our school, you know, we're like a high plat low masters team, not to brag. Top 500 competitive team deathmatch, by the way. They're pretty cool. I like to talk to them a lot, even though they're rude to me specifically. But it's okay. I took the team captain and I photoshopped his head on a pickle. That about does it. That's my summary of college dorm life as a freshman. If I had to give you one tip, about living in a dorm as a freshman, especially if it's your first time not living with your parents, go and find something you like. For me, I just plugged in my PC and I felt better. Maybe you can do that as well with something you're already comfortable with, but college is big. Go and explore, find something new, meet some new people, and you'll get through it. And also go to class, you know, I mean, you can choose not to go to class, but it'll be easier if you do. So, yeah. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what else you want me to talk about, because I would like to do more just talking videos. I'll make a podcast and I'll call it Real Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk, the show where talk gets real. You know, it's not actually a bad idea. Well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.